Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I know the last time I got on here I said that I would be getting better at chronicling my life and living it at the same time. I had a lot of major travel that unfortunately I just didn't get to video because I'm not great at this. Let's just be real. I'm learning, I'm still getting used to living my life and recording it at the same time. So I will have recap videos of Malibu and DC here for you shortly. They won't be exactly what I had thought they would be, but they'll still be pretty cool. So I figured today I'm working from home. It would be a really easy way to just loop you guys into what I'm doing, how you guys tag along with me. This morning it's rainy and gross and wonderful. I love weather like this actually, so I figured I would make a quick Starbucks run this morning and then get this show on the road and get some work done today, this morning, and then be able to have a nice relaxing afternoon of editing video. Because, like I said, we're getting better at this. We're getting better at this. I promise you guys. I'm gonna have some fun content here for you soon. I know some people really were looking forward to comparing the powdered magnesium to the encapsulated magnesium. So maybe that's what we'll do today here for this video. Yeah. We'll go and get some coffee and then we'll come home and I'll talk about the reviews, my experiences with the first Phorm powdered magnesium versus the encapsulated magnesium that I used to use. So that sounds like a pretty good plan to me. I hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of this little journey into my day. So while we're sitting here waiting in the Starbucks line, I figured if we're going to talk about magnesium today, I am just going to start with some of the basics and tell you why magnesium is so important. So 60% of the magnesium stored in your body is found in your bones, but the other 40% is really important to helping with energy creation, protein formation, gene maintenance, anti-inflammatory functions in your body. It helps nervulate. I trip over my words before I have my coffee, so the fact that we're doing this before Starbucks I think is pretty impressive already. It helps regulate your nervous system, as well as if you have PMS issues like endometriosis, some of the symptoms like migraines, which was my biggest symptom when I was in the worst part of my endometriosis, that magnesium uptick really helps. So it's good for your blood pressure. Again, this is not a diagnosis. I'm just telling you what magnesium is used for in your body and how it's helped me. So it can help with your blood pressure, and if you're someone like me who suffers from migraines, it can definitely help lessen the severity of your migraines. So that's why I started taking magnesium. It has definitely made a massive impact, just in my migraines alone, but also it can help you sleep better. So that is part of why I started taking it, and I have seen just amazing results in general from either the encapsulated or the powdered magnesium. I think it definitely will come down to your personal preference and what you are doing. Like if you're traveling, the powdered magnesium, you'll see it's not really the best thing to travel with. Sorry about this lighting here today, guys. It's cloudy and overcast, and I think it's gorgeous, but I know that's like making some of the coloring a little bit awkward, but it is what it is. We're gonna work with it. So you can get magnesium from a lot of different foods, pumpkin seeds, spinach, quinoa, avocado, salmon, dark chocolate. There's a lot of different places that you can get it naturally and where it has a really high bioavailability. So, ooh, it's time for us to order our Starbucks. Not quite close enough. Holiday drinks are back. So I don't normally start celebrating with holiday drinks this early, but it's been a really long couple weeks and I could really use a peppermint mocha. So that's what we're doing. Just as soon as we get to the little ordering spot. Hi, can I have a venti peppermint white mocha with an extra shot?
Peppermint white mocha with an extra shot, gotcha. Anything else?
That's all.
Sounds great. It's going to be $7.55. I'll see you in a moment.
Thank you. What? $7.65? I have a free drink to use. That's a lot, though. No comment. No comment. $7.65. Oh my gosh. Okay, we were talking about magnesium. Dark chocolate, avocado, salmon, quinoa. Some of these things, obviously, if you don't like them, then you're not going to be getting it from your foods. And that's where supplements come into play. So I never like to encourage supplements first. I do like to encourage dietary changes because that's what helped me the most. Introducing these foods that are going to provide the nutrients that you're looking for, especially if you're dealing with endometriosis, that's where you're going to get the highest bioavailability, and that's where you're going to get the nutrient in a form that your body understands how to metabolize it. So it's going to benefit you the best if you can get it from a natural food source. But at the end of the day, not all of us are walking around eating salmon quinoa bowls with, you know, spinach and all of these great things every single second of the day. And sometimes it's just not realistic to eat as much as you need to be able to get that, to be able to get the amount recommended per day. So supplementation is just a really easy way to make sure that you are hitting those daily targets, because if you're not hitting those daily targets, eventually that builds up over time and will really impact you. I think a magnesium deficiency definitely impacted how bad my migraines got at one point. There was a point in my life where my migraines were so bad that I really could not even get out of bed. I couldn't keep down food. I lost 20 pounds that I didn't have to lose. So, and when I say that, I mean, I was already skinny. There really wasn't anything there to lose. So I just looked emaciated and it was not healthy. And this was happening 2 or 3 times a month because it was happening in sequence with my cycle. So when I started to chart when I was getting migraines and what was happening around that time frame, that's when I started to really realize, okay, this is connected to my cycle. What can I do to start to walk this back? What can I do to start to fix this? So it was a really long journey trying to figure that out. Even just charting when I was getting migraines and trying to figure out what was the common cause, because it really seemed like they came out of nowhere and it really seemed like it was a massive mystery. So I think documentation, and recording some of the things that are going on, keeping a food journal, keeping a period journal, making sure that you are really on top of those things can be really helpful to starting to figure out what the underlying cause is. So if it's endometriosis, if it's PCOS, if it's just irregular periods or something super simple, you'll know more the more data you have to go off of. So that's also a good way to see where your deficiencies are. P.S. We're just going through the drive-thru right now. I'm not actually driving, and I'm also not, I don't have my hands on my camera. I have a cute little mini tripod that's sticking it to my dashboard right now, and I feel super fancy. I also had a microphone that I was going to attach to my camera, but it didn't fit in the dashboard. So, oops.
All right, there you go.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.
Stay dry.
You too. Okay. So now we are going to get our butts back home, do some work. We have some editing to do, and then we are going to finish telling you guys all about magnesium and compare and contrast my experiences with the powdered magnesium versus the encapsulated magnesium. So I am going to turn off this camera now so you guys don't think that I am, I'm still in the Starbucks parking lot. We're good. But I'll catch you guys on the other side. Okay, and we're back. So the 2 different types of magnesium that I was talking about when we were getting our coffee, the first Phorm powdered magnesium, it comes in a tub like this here, and it is y'all, it's a powder. Like, it gets a little messy. That is definitely one of the cons to this. I'll show you guys how I make it, because for the longest time I kept making a huge mess every time I would make it in my kitchen. Not only would the powder get everywhere, but when I would use my little hand mixer that I have to make fancy coffee drinks or blend my green juices, I would get this everywhere. It was like a tidal wave of powdered magnesium just blowing up out of whatever glass that I was using. So I started doing it in a little bit of a different way, and I'll show you guys that right now.
Okie doke.
the lemon tea flavor. I think it has a really nice taste. It definitely doesn't taste like a vitamin or a mineral that you're taking. It tastes like a really nice tea that you might have before you go to sleep. So that is when I choose to take my magnesium, because I do notice a difference in my sleep quality when I take my magnesium versus when I don't take my magnesium, regardless of if it's the powdered or the encapsulated. I do find I sleep better if I take the magnesium within an hour of going to sleep. So this is kind of the last thing that I will do for the day. The magnesium that I use for encapsulated magnesium, I do still travel with this because, as you just saw, try to get that powdered magnesium through TSA. It's probably not going to be an enjoyable experience. So I use the NutriGold Magnesium Gold. I'm just gonna read this straight off the container because that is the easiest way to talk about it with you guys. Non-GMO verified, bioavailable, full spectrum of amino acids. It's made from organic rice protein, so it's verified gluten-free, soy allergen-free. I don't know why this would be in magnesium anyway, but it claims that it's verified free of corn, egg, gluten, milk, peanut, shellfish, and soy allergens by an independent lab. I understand from an allergen standpoint, it's good to know that there's no cross-contamination or anything like that, but sometimes it's just an odd thing what they put on packaging, or maybe that's just me. But I will take 3 of these capsules if I'm traveling on the road, and if I'm at home and I'm taking the powdered magnesium, I will just do 1 heaping scoop of it. In terms of effectiveness, I think they're both really effective in general in terms of just giving your body the magnesium that you need, but in terms of what I find I have a better experience with, I find I have a better experience with the powdered magnesium because I think it has a little bit higher bioavailability than the capsules, because when you have capsules, your body has to first break through that encapsulation before it can start to use whatever's inside. It just makes sense. I know that it's not a massive process in terms of what your body has to do in order to break through that encapsulation, but it's still just an extra step that if you don't need to take that step, why bother? So I really, first of all, really prefer the powdered magnesium just in terms of effectiveness. In terms of ease of transport, because as you guys know, I do travel a lot, the encapsulated definitely wins out because these capsules, let's see if I can show you guys one of these. These capsules right here, super easy to get through TSA. They're exactly what you think they are. They're labeled in a container, and it's not difficult to get them through an airport. Mysterious white powder in this massive container. That's going to be a red flag at TSA. They're going to take your bags off the plane and search them. They're going to take your carry-on and search them. I'm 100% sure of it. I have not taken this on an airplane, but speaking from other people's experiences about protein powders or any type of powdered supplements, they tend to be a little bit more suspicious of these. So if First Phorm made a single serving version of this like they have for the Opti Greens, I would be all about it, and I would bring this with me every single place that I went. So let's see, we covered the actual functionality. First Phorm wins out. Transportation, ability to travel with it, the NutriGold definitely wins out. In terms of taste, the lemon tea cannot be beat. If this were a mixer for a drink, I would be all about it. So maybe I should try that one day, just see how it goes. experiment for you guys so you guys don't have to. The NutriGold capsules, they don't taste like anything. It's just capsules aren't really that great of an experience to have to swallow them. So if I don't have to, I don't like to. In general, I feel like the first Phorm powdered magnesium wins out. But again, the functionality of being able to take it on the road with me right now just isn't there, so I don't get to use it every single day the way that I want to. So that's where having a high quality encapsulated version really saves me when I'm on the road, so that I don't have to worry about getting the magnesium that I need and that is so helpful to my endometriosis. And I firmly believe that magnesium has played a massive role in helping me to heal my endometriosis. As you guys know, I don't consider this journey to be one that is going to keep me from living my life. I firmly believe that you can heal your endometriosis through the foods that you eat, through the lifestyle changes that you make, and that is what I'm committed to doing. So making sure that I have a high quality source of magnesium to help support that, and again to help combat the migraines that I was having. I went from having 2 to 3 migraines a month to having 2 to 3 migraines a year. That makes a massive difference in somebody's life. And to be able to say that we've made that amount of progress in 5 years, with really only 2 years genuine concerted effort between me, my acupuncturist, and a nutritionist, it's insane to see so much progress so quickly. So I think making some small changes, like incorporating a magnesium into your routine, can make all the difference in the world and can just be that one step closer toward healing your endometriosis, healing your PMS symptoms, being able to live life in a way that your endometriosis isn't debilitating. And that's really my hope for everybody. So if you have any questions about either types of magnesium, definitely drop them below. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If this was helpful to you, please share it. If there's somebody in your life who is struggling with endometriosis, PCOS, any type of those hormonal, menstrual related issues, please do forward this on. I love hearing your success stories. So if you have a success story that you'd like to share, definitely drop that in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.